I do not show you guys enough how I spray paint my cups, and I know it can be a tricky, naughty little task. So my recommendation is for you to always spray paint your tumbler white first, because it's going to pick up that whatever color you're spray painting. It's just going to be even more vibrant than if you just spray painted it directly over a stainless steel base. So I freaking love this so much. This is a beautiful like color shift metallic spray paint that I got at, guess where? Hooby Looby. You guessed it. Freaking love Hobby Lobby. I really do. I could get a Starbucks and walk around Hobby Lobby every day, but I don't. So I kind of just spray paint it the way that you would spray paint a car. I just go back and forth. I stay about 10 inches away, and I always make sure that I do thin coats and I let them dry before I go in with my next coat. Total, I did 3 coats for this, and look how beautiful it is. I let it dry overnight because in Florida it's sticky and it leaves my cups tacky. So while we're letting that dry, we're gonna go into creativefabrica.com. I do have the subscription, which you could get right now for only $1, but I'm not the boss of you. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, even though you have access to amazing illustrations, digital art, you name it. But you know what? You do you, boo-boo. But if you have $1, I highly recommend it. So that, what you saw me click on just now, I thought that was so beautiful, and I almost got it, but I was like, you know what? The burgundy is throwing off my vibe because I want to do purple. But do not get it twisted. I'm going to go back and use those files on another video because I thought they were really beautiful. For this particular tumbler, I kind of wanted to stick to green, purple, and black. So I'm going to do these really beautiful roses. Once I have them downloaded to my computer, I just click and drag and drop into my Photoshop. You guys can do this on Cricut Design Space, Silhouette Design Studio, or I bet you could probably do this on like a Word document. I know for sure you could also do it on canva.com. So you've got lots of options. I prefer Photoshop just because I've used it for so many years for photography. I just feel comfortable with it. I have already done a couple tutorials in detail where I show you guys how to download the files and how to get them onto your Photoshop. So if you guys want to go back to Saturday's video or a few videos before that, I did another Creative Fabrica video and explained in detail. You'll be able to go back and see how I did that. I always print all of my stuff in highest quality and photo option. It just gives you the most vibrant colors. I know I was just talking about Hobby Lobby, but I found the most beautiful opal vinyl. But before you even do this step, I like to leave my mistakes in my videos because you learn from them. Even though I let this tumbler dry for 24 hours, when I went in there with my transfer tape to apply my first spider web, I peeled up a little bit of paint when I peeled up the transfer tape, and you're gonna be able to see that in just a moment. So what I decided to do was I decided to very carefully remove the spider webs from the backing and from the transfer tape and just place them by hand. It actually wasn't very difficult to do. So I highly recommend doing it this way. Now, you can get a coat of epoxy over your spray paint before you go in with your decals, but I just kind of feel like that is an unnecessary step, and it just adds like more time to you finishing your tumbler. So I definitely didn't want to have to do that. I wanted my first coat of epoxy to be over the decals. And guys, you can make these spider webs as big as you want or as little as you want. I honestly, looking back at the design, I wish I would have made them just a little bit bigger, but I do love how they turned out. I also feel like I could have used a few more spider webs. So definitely make sure that you kind of, mold this to however you want your tumbler to look. Once I had that done, I went in with 20 mLs of epoxy because I like to lay it on thick like butter. And once that was fully dry, I brought it inside the house and I started layering my beautiful flowers that I cut out of white sticker paper. I will link the sticker paper and the vinyl and everything I used in the description. I wanted to create like layers and all that stuff. That's why I decided to put a coat of epoxy over my spider webs and my skulls first, because if I would have come back and tried to place these flowers directly over the spider web, you would have been able to see the vinyl underneath the spider web and it wouldn't have looked as good. And here you see me doing something really shady. I'm using a small flower to cover where the paint peeled up. Hee hee, nobody has to know. Nobody has to, well, I guess except anybody who watches this video. It's fine, it's all good. I did different size flowers. I did purples and blacks, and I just kind of sporadically put them in different places. I really like the way that this tumbler turned out. I think that the fact that the spray paint was like this really beautiful like chrome color shift and that beautiful opal vinyl on top was gorgeous. I think the purple and the black roses pulled it all together. I'm also really happy that I decided to print the skulls on clear sticker paper because I love how they look like they're just part of the cup, if that makes sense. Like it looks like they were already on the cup. I don't know how to explain what I'm saying. Like they look like they're part of the spray paint. You know what I'm saying, Jelly Bean? Can't forget my little skull at the bottom. Look how cute this is, guys. The combinations that you could do for this are endless. You could do so many different color combos, different color roses. You can add little bats, little spiders, literally whatever you want. Once that was completely dry, so now it's got 2 total coats of epoxy, I came in and decided to add Spooky Babe. You're a spooky babe. You're a spooky babe. That's 'cause you're a babe and you like spooky things. Da-da-da-doo-dee-doo. I really wanted to add the word Spooky Babe. I thought it was super cute, and I kind of just added it sporadically. I sprinkled it everywhere, and I just think I added about 4 decals or 5, and I was in love. I feel like it filled in whatever little gaps were left. You honestly could even do like little holographic leopard spots. Like I always say, I sound like a broken record. You're the artist. It's your work of art. Look how beautiful. Leave me a comment, and I will see you next week. Besitos.